Sancho Panza's Extra Fuerte. Now, I just grabbed this cigar out of my humidor, looked up the name, and I have no idea if the cigar is as strong as the name implies. However, I'm not going to ruin my evening, so I'll see you guys out on the patio as soon as I grab a quick bite to eat. Sancho Panza's Extra Fuerte is not a new cigar. It's just one that I've never had before, so it is new to me. This is a good looking cigar. It's got a nice dark chocolatey brown wrapper. There's a slight oil sheen to it. And it's accented by a red band, but it's a dark red. The band almost comes hidden within the wrapper. It does pop, but it doesn't pop as much as, say, a lighter brand would. Now the gold lettering on it really does pop within the band. Now the wrapper on this cigar is pretty rough. I got a lot of protruding veins throughout this stick. It almost looks like just crisscrossing all over with the amount of veins. The end cap looks good. As far as the texture goes, it's a pretty solidly packed stick. It's not too hard. It's not spongy. It's a decently packed box press cigar stick. So let's go ahead and light it up and see what it tastes like. This is a sweet smelling cigar. Now, when I first pulled out of cellophane, it had a strong barnyard scent. I'm not picking that up now, but I do pick up just a hint of sweet notes. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but it does have a sweet aroma to it. The draw's fine on this cigar. The taste is more of like a bitter leather, and there's a slight pepper to it as well, but I pick up more of the bitter leather than anything else. So let's light it up, see what this guy's all about. Okay, right out of the gates, this cigar has a very potent tobacco flavor that just coats the entire tongue. Now, the flavor's a tad bit bitter, but not enough that's offensive. It doesn't bother me. I don't really care for a bitter taste in anything, but it's not really bothering me in this cigar. It's pretty mild at that point. But overall, it's a pretty strong start, so I don't feel any pepper or taste any pepper or anything like that yet, but that tobacco flavor is pretty intense. So we'll see what comes up next. A few puffs later, and I'm picking more of a roasted wood type of flavor in the cigar. Their tobacco notes are still there. They're just muted now compared to what I tasted in the initial puffs. There's also a spice, a pretty intense spice actually, that scrapes my sinuses when I do the retrohale. It's already sitting on the back of my throat. So I'm going to keep working on this cigar until the end of the first third, and I'll come back with an update. Just a quick update. I'm nowhere near the end of the first third, but I just want to show this before I have to drop the ash off in my ashtray. The ash is split in half like a snake's tongue, and I didn't touch it or anything like that, so I'm not sure what's going on there. The burns crooked as well. Nothing that really needs a touch-up at this point, but I just thought it was kind of interesting to show. The ash is pretty flaky, so I'm going to drop it off, and then I'll keep chugging along through the first third, and I'll come back with my points on it. Okay, quick update. I finally went through the first third of the cigar. The burn had to be touched up. It's getting pretty wonky there. Overall, I'm not really liking the cigar. The flavors that it's presenting is more of a charred wood mixed with a spice. Now on the finish, there's a hint of a black pepper. It's not very potent, but there is a little bit of black pepper on the finish. This cigar is very dry. It's got a little bit of a bitter taste to it as well. Basically, it's a spitter. So I'm hoping that the next 2/3 get better, but we'll find out here shortly. But overall, I know it's an inexpensive cigar. It's just not one that I'm really caring for at this stage. So like I said, hopefully it'll get better. Alright, I'm close enough to the final third to go ahead and talk about the second third portion of this stick. The beginning of the second third, and probably close to the first half of it, was a very strong charred tobacco taste that had a slight bitterness to it, and that bitterness was just kind of consistent through the whole portion of the tobacco flavors. And then what it did is it shifted towards a dry wood, not a cedar taste though, and not a charred wood either, just a dry wood taste with the spice. And the spice, to me, it's not a creamy spice or anything like that. It's not a spice that I really enjoy. It kind of reminds me like a flavor of dishwashing soap, if that even makes sense. It's kind of a pungent flavor, and this cigar is just extremely dry. So I didn't enjoy the first third, it was just too dry. The second third was pretty much on par. Different flavors, slightly different flavors at least than the first third, but still the same issues. It was just dry and it had kind of a pungent taste to me. So I'm going to try to navigate through the final third of this cigar, but right now I'm just not really enjoying the stick at all. So I'll keep chugging along and I'll come back with the final update. Okay, I think I'm done here. I'm going to wrap up this review. Now, the final third was better than the first two sections of this stick. The notes that I picked up were more of an earth mixed in with an unsweet cream. Unsweet cream was okay, but it was by far still the best flavors that I picked up in this cigar. Now, construction-wise, I had a lot of problems with this cigar. I had to touch up the burn twice, had to relight it, I think once or twice as well. And at times, the smoke output would kind of come and go. And my biggest issue with this cigar is it's a very dry cigar. I probably lost 5 pounds in water weight just spitting and smoking this cigar over the hour and a half that I smoked it. So it's not a cigar I enjoyed. It's not a cigar that I would recommend as well. However, that's just my opinion on it. If you've had this cigar before, I'm curious to know what you think. If you liked it, why you liked it. If you didn't like it, I'm curious to know why you didn't like it as well. Go ahead and leave me a comment below. If you like this review, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next review.